In this video, we are going to talk about how to build Rust HTTP client and Rust web server. So the client I think we have already seen in our previous videos where I discussed about the request library. So request is a crate or a library for high level HTTP client building, and it support both async and blocking clients and plain bodies, JSON, URL encoded, multi-part, lot of functionalities it supports. And another thing we are going to discuss is warp. It's a is super easy composable web server framework for warp speeds. So fundamentally, you can create a web server using this framework, and it supports routing, header requirements and extraction, query string deserialization, JSON and form bodies. So basically, it's yeah, you can do pretty much everything with the HTTP requests. So, but the fundamental thing is the filter system. So everything you will be seeing it as a filter. So the main concept in warp is the filter, which allows composition to describe various endpoints in your web service. Besides this powerful trait, warp combines with several built-in filters which can be combined for your specific needs. So for example, this one, the path is hello, and you can filter with any parameters, and I think dot and is a built-in filter in warp. And let's see what are the filters we have. Yeah, and or map, then and then a lot of filters are there. So if you want to see some examples, we can go to repository examples. Let's see headers. So warp header host, yeah, anything starting with root directory, match when we get accept root exactly. So yeah, you can do and then dot map like that. And finally we need to do web warp serve, the endpoints we need to serve, and run on which server we need to, which port we need to actually run the server, and the IP address too. So having said that, let's come back to our example. So here our basic request HTTP client. So here we are just passing a URL with localhost and port number 3030, and we are directly sending a GET request on this URL, and it's an async call, so we are waiting on it. Then we are getting the content on the response and printing that here. So this is what we are doing here. And I also created this under this project, and I created another project, Rust server experiment, where I created a program like this using warp, and I'm using warp 0.3.3 and Tokyo 1.0 features full. And in this program I'm using the filter I'm importing the filter first, the trait, the warp trait, and I'm also creating my own type for error, my error. And same as request client, we are creating a async runtime using Tokyo, where we are embedding this main function, async function. So in this function, we are creating a route. So in this case, we are creating anything, uh, any routes, any endpoint coming to this IP address and this port, we will be consider it as a route. So anything coming to the server, we will be considering it as a route. So that's why we are giving any. And what we will do is anything comes to any endpoint, we will map and return a hello world to that endpoint. So that's what the server is doing. So basically anyone is requesting to this um, server on this port, we will be returning this hello world, and we are putting this in a loop so that it will keep on running and it can keep on serve the request. Having said that, we can run this program, and it's an infinite loop, so it will keep on running. And we have another terminal where we are running our client that we created here. So we are running it here. See, you can see the hello world printed. You run it again, you will get the hello world because the server is keep on running. And if you want to change, the response, let mute count 0, and we need to pass the parameter. Let's see, we can pass the parameter count. Format hello world. These are hello world. Need to give second parameter as count plus 1. Yep, count plus 1. But one question arises, how we will be getting the count. So that's a question. Let's see what will happen. Is it going to compile? We'll cancel the server, again build it. Yes, map unclosed delimiter. Oh, this is not the one. This one. semicolon. Uh, let's see. If count, count unexpected closure that takes 0 arguments. Oh, a route cannot take arguments. Yeah, okay. So we cannot pass any arguments here. Okay. Let's see. No, it won't work because the borrowed value count. To just do this run on the server and no need of loop. It's actually keep on calling this run in infinite loop. So let us run this one more time. And let us call the request one more time and see whether it's running. Yeah, it's running. We call again, it's again serving. So that means this is infinitely running without the loop itself. Okay, I think that's all I want to cover in this video. See you in the next one. Thank you.